Most of the time, the problem isn't reality. It's the story we tell ourselves about reality. Trauma and dysregulation have a way of twisting facts into false narratives. And if you've lived through pain, you know what I'm talking about. You get a text back from your wife that says, okay, just okay. That's all it says. But instead of taking it as neutral, your story becomes, she's cold. She doesn't care. She's done with me. And suddenly a single word has you in a spiral. Or maybe your boss gives you a little feedback. He says, next time, just tighten this part up. And instantly, the story kicks in. He doesn't respect me. I'm failing. I'll never measure up. Notice what happened? The facts were simple, but the story made it heavy. And most of the time, that story isn't objective reality. It's trauma. It's dysregulation. It's the wound talking. I remember back when me and Leslie, my wife, got into arguments, and I'd storm off thinking she didn't believe in me. I'd tell myself the story that she thought I couldn't handle life, couldn't handle responsibility. But later, reflecting in a calmer state, I realized that was not true. That was my wound from childhood speaking. That was the little boy inside who always felt doubted and dismissed. And in that state, I projected it onto her. So here's what's wild. Your state shapes the story that you tell yourself. When you're calm, regulated, and grounded, the story is clear. You can hear feedback, you can receive a text, you can face silence, and you don't crumble. But when you're dysregulated, the story bends into fear, shame, and blame. And that's the story that becomes a trap. So how do you start rewriting it? Well, step one is awareness. Literally say to yourself, this thought doesn't match the facts. This is dysregulation talking. Even naming it gives you power over it. Then step two, breathe and anchor. Slow down your body before you try to fix the story. Sometimes I'll literally put my hand on my chest and pray, Jesus, help me see clearly. Regulation doesn't always mean the problem disappears, but it means you can face it with clarity instead of chaos. And step three, replace the false narrative with truth. Instead of, she doesn't care about me, rewrite it. She gave me a short reply. That's all I know. Anything else is a story I'm adding. Instead of my boss thinks I'm useless, rewrite it. He asked me to improve one area. That means he trusts me with responsibility. The enemy loves to weaponize your state to write lies into your story, but Christ gives you the power to rewrite it in truth. So here's the takeaway. When the story feels heavy, don't just run with it. Pause, breathe, ask, is this the fact or is this my state? That simple question could save your marriage, your friendships, your purpose. Because when you regulate your fire, you stop living out of the false story and you start living in truth. Trauma warps reality. Dysregulation shapes the story, but Christ restores it. And your job is to stay grounded enough to notice the difference. And if this resonates with you, subscribe for more teachings. I'm here every week helping men regulate their fire, rebuild intimacy, and walk in purpose through Christ.